Hello, I'm Danny Boom and welcome to Recipe Rehab, sponsored by Everyday Health. On this week's episode, the Nichols are famous for their Mexican-style pancakes.
All right, who wants to make Mexican pancakes?
It's a recipe that's been in our family for generations, and my friends are always coming over to eat our Mexican pancakes.
But with more than 600 calories, this tradition needs a major health makeover.
Since diabetes runs in our family, my brothers and I are at a higher risk for developing it. We desperately need a healthier option.
I'm very concerned about my kids' health, and we don't always make the right choices, so I'd rather them learn healthy habits now.
Please rehab our Mexican pancake recipe.
Our two chefs will battle it out to see who can rehab the Nichols recipe and make it more nutritious.
I'm taking out almost all of the sugar from this recipe.
I'm also gonna swap their sugar for agave.
Without sacrificing any of the flavor.
Why do we need pumpkin spice? That's weird.
The Nichols family will cook the rehab recipes in their own kitchen.
Got boxes.
They'll judge them on taste, health, and ease.
If the rehab recipe can make healthy taste good, then I'm in.
Those look delicious.
Which recipe will fall flat?
I'm personally not a big pumpkin fan.
Which will score big?
Tastes pretty good to me.
That's my favorite part, without a doubt.
And who will win the title of Recipe Rehab Champion?
This is gonna be difficult.
And now let's meet the pros who will take on today's challenge. At the green station, Chef Candice Kumai. And at the yellow station, Chef Tana. So, chefs, are you ready to find out the recipe you'll be rehabbing today?
Ready.
Ready? Ready? Cool. Okay, so let's take a closer look at the dish. Wow, what are your first thoughts?
Butter and sugar. You can smell it.
Well, that's a pancake, right?
No, you can really smell it.
This dish has over 600 calories. Chefs, can you rehab this recipe?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, that's what I like to hear. So let's put 30 minutes on the clock. Are you ready?
Ready.
Are you set?
Set.
Let's rehab that recipe.
All right.
Today's chefs will be judged in 3 categories. The Nichols family will judge the dishes on taste and ease of preparation, plus the everyday health nutritionist will give each recipe a score for health. So, Chef Candice, what is your plan of action?
I am gonna make an apple compote with a pumpkin pie pancake.
Okay,
I go by the theory that everybody loves pumpkin pie.
And what are you going to be taking out immediately of these pancakes?
I'm gonna swap their sugar for agave. It has a low glycemic index, which is really important for people that are diabetic. And I also will be using almond milk and applesauce.
And applesauce.
Yeah.
A lot going on there. So, Tana,
Yes.
tell me something. What is your overall plan out of this? Give me 3 big things that you're going to change this recipe forever.
I want to increase the protein. And this family, since they're concerned about diabetes, I am going to take out almost all of the sugar from this recipe. I'm increasing the fiber, and I'm going to make this a well-rounded recipe. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So if you're starting with a carb-heavy breakfast, you're going to be in trouble. The best way to start your day is with some protein and fiber.
So what's your next phase?
I am going to make a strawberry sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so this is kind of a fun way to change up this recipe.
So both our chefs are going for a fruit compote or a fruit topping. I like the sound of that. So Candice, looks like you got your wet and your dry mix made there.
All right, I'm adding my wet ingredients.
Now, is the applesauce going in with the wet mix?
Yep. So I want this family to still have flavor in their food.
And then how are you reducing the fat?
I'm just gonna add only 3 eggs in here, and I also took out the whole milk, and I'm using almond milk instead.
Does the pumpkin actually help as a binder?
The pumpkin
Yeah.
actually just adds a lot of vitamin A and nutrients and fiber, and it actually just adds moisture. The binding agent in this case is going to be the eggs.
So Tana, I'm already seeing a difference between your mixtures because Chef Candice has gone for this pumpkin wet mix and a couple of eggs, and then she's mixing it all in. But you're going, how many flours? You've got
Brown rice flour.
brown rice flour
Yeah.
and gluten-free flour. Okay.
Right.
So what is gluten-free flour?
Well, it's got no wheat in it. It does have a little bit of starch, which is why I use brown rice flour. And then I'm gonna supplement with some flax. It's a great anti-cancer fighting agent.
Okay. Very different styles going on here. Okay, guys, we're at the halfway mark. 15 minutes to go. Chef Tana's going gluten-free. Will the Nichols find this taste wonderful or a little bit weird? And Chef Candice is adding pumpkin. It's a bit of a left turn from the original recipe. For better or for worse, that might be the key to the whole competition. Now, we've got to go for a quick break, but in the meantime, you think about the Better Eats Pop Quiz question. Here's your Better Eats Pop Quiz question. How many teaspoons of salt would be the equivalent of your daily recommended intake of sodium? A, 1 teaspoon, B, 2 teaspoons, C, 3 teaspoons, or D, 4 teaspoons? The answer when we return to Recipe Rehab. Welcome back to Recipe Rehab. Before the break, we asked you how many teaspoons of salt would be the equivalent of your daily recommended intake of sodium. The correct answer is 1 teaspoon. The USDA recommends that everyone reduce their sodium intake to less than 2,300 milligrams of sodium a day. If you've got high blood pressure or diabetes, you should try to get your sodium intake to under 1,500 milligrams a day. Now let's get back to the action in the kitchen. Chef Candice and Chef Tana are attempting to rehab the Nichol family's Mexican-style pancakes. Candice is using apples, while Tana has decided on strawberries. Which fruit flavor will win over the Nichols taste buds and come out on top? We have 10 minutes left. Chef Candice, this looks to me like the all-American pancake right now.
Well, the interesting thing is I usually use a tap of butter or a little bit of oil on the bottom, but these pans, I guess if you have really good non-stick pans, you can save all the calories and just get a perfect
What
pancake.
a great hint. Non-stick pan reduces the use of fat within your cooking process. You've got a special trick here then, Candice.
Right. If you start to see bubbling around the edges of the pancake,
right,
that means that it's ready for you to flip. So we got slight bubbling here.
If you like what you see here today, be sure to catch the first season of Recipe Rehab on YouTube. Just search Recipe Rehab. So, Chef Tana, you're attacking the diabetic question.
Increasing the protein.
Right. So we're
Very important.
By increasing protein, it slows the metabolism down,
And it
right?
also increases focus and it changes the hormonal balance for them.
Okay. Diabetics also need to watch their sugar intake, so you're also decreasing the refined carbohydrates and the simple sugars.
This family obviously likes cinnamon and sugar, so I'm gonna let them keep that flavor minus the sugar.
Okay.
So I love to cook with xylitol.
Xylitol is a sugar substitute, right?
Right.
So it's just as sweet, but it's not sugar. And you're also increasing fiber, and that's with the flaxseed and the, what was the brown flour?
I used brown rice flour.
And you're using good fats here, right? Now, what are those fats?
Omega-3 fatty acids.
Omega-3 fatty
So
acids.
standard American diet is really high in omega-6 fatty acids, which are inflammation causing. So
right.
we want to balance it with some omega-3 fatty acids, which decrease
What do we
inflammation.
find omega-3 fatty acids in?
Fish oil.
Fish oil,
and,
salmon.
Yes, flax seeds.
It sounds like you're basically got some great ideas here for Sandra, who's trying to address diabetes that's running in the family.
Right.
For more information and tips on diabetes from nutritionist Ellie Krieger, visit bettereats.com/recipe rehab. Tell me something, what is the one ingredient that is gonna send you over the top in this
For
recipe?
this one, oh, the pumpkin by far. Pumpkin's gonna be the over-the-top ingredient.
And how about your over-the-top ingredient? What's the ingredient that you think is gonna really catch people's imaginations about this
Probably
recipe?
the strawberry sauce and the cinnamon and non-sugar sprinkles.
We've got a little bit of sugar and spice, and everything is gonna be all nice. Okay, chefs, you're down to the last 30 seconds. Oh, Chef Candice, what's this in here?
I actually figured that I'd make a nice syrup with the bottom of the pan just by adding some water. It's an agave apple reduction. If they don't need maple syrup in their diet, this could be really lovely for them.
All right. So both our chefs have actually today shown us how to reduce sugar, reduce fat, increase flavor, and actually increase a lot of fiber into our dishes. 10 seconds to go. Counting you down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Beautiful. Wow, we've got 2 new recipes and each as individual as the chefs who created them. Next up, the Nickel family will create them side by side.
I'm excited to try these.
Hopefully they turn out as good as mom's.
Will they flip for these Mexican-style pancakes?
If the Rehab recipe can make healthy taste good, then I'm in.
Find out who's got the better eats when we return to Recipe Rehab. Welcome back to Recipe Rehab. Chef Candice and Chef Tana have taken the Mexican-style pancakes and prevail. Now, we sent the new recipes to the Nickels, who are going to cook them and taste them in their own kitchen. And let's take a look and see how they're doing.
Brandon, let's, you and I will do the yellow recipe, and Matt, Victoria can do the green recipe.
Let's see what we got in here.
All right.
Pumpkin pie spice.
Why do we need pumpkin spice? That's weird.
And then we need some flaxseed meal. I've never heard of that before.
Flaxseed meal, I got that.
Interesting. Then we need xylitol.
Xylitol.
Never heard of that either.
It has 1/3 fewer calories than sugar, and it's an excellent alternative to sugar.
Yep.
Canned pumpkin. Apparently we're having whole wheat pancakes.
Apparently. The number of ingredients in the green recipe far surpasses the number of ingredients in my mom's Mexican pancake recipe. In that one, I could probably count the ingredients on my fingers. In this one, I'd probably have to use everyone's fingers in the whole room.
That's it.
All right, guys, let's get cooking.
Got brown rice flour.
Brown rice flour. All right, it's 2 tablespoons of flaxseed.
Right.
According to BetterEats.com, adding flaxseed to dishes can improve your heart health and digestive system, and it can also help control your weight and fight cancer.
Awesome.
It's gonna be hard to compete with the original Mexican pancake recipe, just because that's what I'm used to and what I've had my whole life. But if the Rehab recipe can make healthy taste good, then I'm in.
So we gotta open up this pumpkin puree.
I'm personally not a big pumpkin fan. I don't really like even pumpkin pie around Halloween time, so still a little skeptical.
2 tablespoons of xylitol.
All right.
I mean, that's something we could definitely use instead of our sugar in our recipe.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. Looks like
Just
sugar.
yes, just like our sugar.
I'm very concerned about my kids' health. There's a long history of diabetes in the family, so I'd rather them learn healthy habits now.
Cook and stir until the apples are soft and golden, approximately 15 minutes. I'm stirring the apple compote right now. The apples smell great.
So I was looking over the nutrition facts and the yellow recipes. The sodium is lower than our recipe. The calories from fat is also lower. Calories from saturated fat's lower.
That yellow recipe's so much healthier than our
Definitely.
version, for sure. I'm so glad.
Mom's recipe has 643 calories per serving, while the green recipe only has 331.
Well, it's like half the amount.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah. So far, the green recipe is going pretty well. The batter's a lot thicker than Mexican pancakes. Maddie, I'm gonna spill it everywhere. But everything smells really good and everything has gone pretty smoothly so far, so fingers crossed.
The recipe says to make 3 pancakes at a time, so you'll make sure that they're far apart enough.
I think they're ready to flip. I'm excited to try these.
Hopefully they turn out as good as mom's.
We just finished our batter for the yellow recipe, and we're working on our topping. We got some blueberries, strawberries, some other stuff going in the mixture. We'll see what comes out.
Medium heat?
Medium heat is what it says.
All right.
So how's the yellow recipe coming along, Mom?
Pretty good. It's got some really interesting ingredients. Raw honey and flaxseed meal and xylitol, stuff I've never really even ever heard of, let alone cooked with.
Hey Victoria, you want to try this xylitol?
Yeah, I want to try it.
All right. It's a substitute for our sugar that we use. Like it's really weird.
Whoa.
I think it makes your mouth cold. It's fine.
It does. That's weird.
Yeah, it's pretty
Tastes
cool
good
stuff.
though.
So we're gonna put one on each plate.
That's strawberries.
Those look delicious.
Okay, guys, our rehab recipes are all set.
All right, let's go
Wanna
taste
try
them.
'em?
We're done cooking. Now we want to give them a try and see what we think.
You guys want to start with the green one?
Sounds good to me.
Sounds great.
Okay. Tastes pretty good to me.
I like the pumpkin and apple mixture. That's my favorite part, without a doubt.
I am not too fond of how dense the pancakes are, but overall I love all of the flavors together.
I can definitely taste the pumpkin, which is good.
But you don't really like pumpkin very much, so do you?
No, I'm not a big pumpkin fan, but it's not too strong of a pumpkin flavor.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Let's give the yellow recipe a shot and see what we think.
The strawberry gives it that little bit of tart, but it tastes similar to the original Mexican pancakes, so I like that part.
It kind of reminds me of like a strawberry shortcake.
Yeah.
It's really tasty.
I'm not a huge fan of the graininess of the pancake.
My favorite part was the strawberries for sure. They are really tart.
I agree. I really liked the tartness of the strawberry with like the sweetness of the pancake.
My overall favorite part is that it's such a healthier option. All right, guys, we've tried them both, and now it's time for us to make a decision.
I'm having trouble deciding. They're both really good.
This is gonna be difficult.
It's gonna be a tough one.
It's time to change our eating habits, and these are two great ways to do it.
It looks like they had a great time with those new recipes. When we come back, the Nickel family will render the final judgment. Which one of these two chefs will be today's champion? You gotta stick around to find out. Welcome back to Recipe Rehab. It's decision time. We challenged Chef Candice and Chef Tana to rehab the Nickel family Mexican-style pancakes. They came up with two dishes that were totally delicious and completely different. But the Nickels have voted for their favorite, and it's time to find out who that is. Now, today's chefs will be judged in three categories. The Nickel family will judge the dishes on the taste and ease of preparation. Plus, the everyday health nutritionist will give each recipe a score for health. Now, there are 10 points per category, so we're looking for a perfect score of 30. All right, are you ready to see the scores?
Ready.
Okay. Let's first take a look at how Chef Candice's green recipe fared.
Thank you, chefs, for rehabbing our Mexican pancake recipe. We had a great time making them, tasting them, and now we're ready to score them. For the green recipe, for taste, we gave it a 10. All of the flavors came together and made for the perfect pancake recipe. The health score is a 9.
The everyday health nutritionist gave Chef Candice a 9. The calories were reasonable, but the added sugar is still a little bit high. So what do you think?
I have a sweet tooth, so I'm totally down with having a little bit more sugar.
You know what I liked a bit? I think you try to keep it as familiar to them as possible.
For ease of preparation, we give it an 8 out of 10. Because you have to make the compote and the pancake batter, it's almost like making 2 recipes. For a total score of 27.
Okay, so Chef Candice got a 27. Now let's take a look at Chef Tana's yellow recipe.
For the yellow recipe, for taste, we gave it an 8 out of 10. We all really enjoyed the berries, but the flaxseed made it a little too grainy. The health score is a 10.
The everyday health nutritionist gave Tana a 10. Now they love the fiber and the rich flax seeds and the antioxidant berries, all right? So it's a great job on the calories and also the sodium. What do you think about your score?
You know, I'm really happy with the nutritionist score. Nutrition and disease prevention are what I'm best at. That's my specialty.
Well, you did a great job, Chef.
For ease of preparation, we give the yellow recipe an 8 out of 10. Because it's very similar to our old recipe, but there's a lot more steps and ingredients involved. For a total score of 26. That means the green recipe is the winner. Woo!
With 27 points, Chef Candice is our winner.
Thank you.
Are you happy?
I am. This is great. I mean, I love. Thank you so much, Tana. I think the highlight really is the pumpkin, and I love that it just reminds everybody of the essence of fall and pumpkin pie, and why not have it for breakfast?
Absolutely. For more information and tips on diabetes from nutritionist Ellie Krieger, visit bettereats.com/recipe rehab. And while you're there, you'll find even more rehab recipes and cooking tips and tricks. Now, thanks to today's chefs and the Nickel family, and we hope we'll see you all next time on Recipe Rehab. See you soon.
Closed captioning and other promotional considerations for Recipe Rehab are provided by